Yeah.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Right. So what you need to understand is virtualization, what we have learned in previous session, and um, there are little bit more information available around hypervisors. There are type 1 and type 2 virtualization. The type 1 is about the virtualization like VMware software or Citrix Zen or open source. There are few available where you have hardware and the first layer of operating system install has inbuilt virtualization, and you will be able to install your virtual machines like operating system 1 and 2. Those servers will be treated as virtual servers. The hypervisor 2 is a type of virtualization which you have your base OS, and then you on top of that you run a virtualization in parallel. We used to teach in past this particular scenario before containerization, but now most of the time containerization is there. We don't have to worry about installing hypervisor and running virtual machines, as we will be running containers on top of our container runtime interface. But still, you work, if you want to work in industry, you need to be aware of type of virtualizations available. And these are most commonly used to so type 2 virtualizations, where you have a base operating system which doesn't have inbuilt hypervisor. Hypervisor is the name of the software which offers you virtualization, such as VirtualBox or VMware or KVM or others. Now, we did cover this bit again, but this is the information presented in a different way. But if you have gone through the slides which I shared in the last session, where I was showing the three types of three generations of application deployments happen, you will be able to cover that in most cases. We went through the pre-1960 cargo system and the modern one. And what is a container? We did briefly cover that. The containerization is an operating system isolation virtualization. It is a type of virtualization where we don't run the full stack operating system. We only run containers which has the application and required libraries or dependencies for that. Containers bundle application with the software libraries, as just mentioned. And the slogan behind containerization is like you build once and then run that anywhere where the container runtime is available or the supported virtualization for containerization is available. Containers do not require a hypervisor because it doesn't have a need to run a full stack operating system. Instead of that, it has a container runtime interface. Similar to that, what we have installed Docker Desktop on all our laptops or computers, that will be offering us required interface which we can utilize to run containers on our system. And that's what we just checked. We have Docker installed. The client is the client which we will be using from the command line to interact with the server and build the images, pull images, and we will go through those commands in a bit. And the server is the one which will allow us to run containers on our system. Okay. And if you remember, this is the image which we went through last week around the virtual machine versus container. What are the benefits? Now, the next bit is what happens. Imagine this is your laptop, and the dark blue color represents your laptop system. And on your operating system, that laptop, whether it is a Windows, Linux, or Mac, you have installed Docker Desktop like this. It's a software application. So what will happen when we run a container? The container will be running inside the Docker Desktop application. So it is supported. It's like you have to imagine it is not directly running on your laptop. It is part of the Docker Desktop application. And if the Docker Desktop application is not running, you won't be able to start these containers. Okay. So before we deep dive into these commands, I have a few other bits which we need to go through for that. So I'll just bring it over. So now after running Docker version and Docker Docker info, just run this one more command called Docker help. Okay, say Docker help. Most of the time, when we are going through this utilities or softwares which are open source and which allows us to do the work, they will be mostly command line clients available with a lot of features and functionality. Now, the Docker help is one of the command which will allow you to see what type of subcommands, subcommands, and options available within your Docker command line utility. Okay. So if the command line utility is successfully installed, you should be able to see this information about your supported subcommands for the Docker command on your system. Now, as shown in the slide, we will be like, for example, let's see what is an image subcommand with the help. With the help is a subcommand, and there is one more command. So if you run Docker help and then say images help, Docker help images, and then enter. So it will tell you which further options are available with the images subcommand to the help command. Yeah. So Docker help images will tell you these are the options available. You can Docker image list, Docker image pool, Docker. So sort of, you don't have to worry about remembering these all options. You can just check the help command and just find out whatever subcommands are available. Now on your system, if you type Docker images without help, you will see nothing. Yeah. In my system, there are a lot of images available, so I can see a list, but just type a command called Docker images, and it will not have anything in your system. It will just return blank response. Okay. Can you confirm that?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now there's another command called Docker help run. Enter.
Sorry to interrupt you. I run that command. I'm getting some like response, like no respiratory, because I tried like myself, like I was like doing the working. So I got something like reply, like when I put Docker images, like so I can send you photo if you can see like what's that like, because I was just like trying to learn myself. So I created something.
Yeah, that's fine. It may have a couple of images listed, like similar to what you are seeing on my screen, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah. So if you have tried it in past, it will show you some images on your system, which is fine. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. So moving on, let's see what are those commands. Okay. So to run a container, we need a container runtime interface, which we have already installed. And then we need to get access to the image which we want to build the container based on. So there are two main components for running a container on your system. Once you need a container runtime interface, which is Docker desktop in our case here, and then image, which will be allowing you to start a container. Now think about this as for example, if you have a laptop and if you want to install any operating system, right? So on your laptop, you will need a bootable CD or some sort of media which has required softwares to install an operating system on your laptop or desktop. Similar to that, for containers, there should be a suitable image available so that you can run a container. That's the main catch here. So to check how many images are available, you can run these Docker images. Most of you don't have any available, so that because you haven't worked with this is a first time installation, so don't worry about it. Now, earlier when I said you can check the hub.docker.com. Now hub.docker.com is a free registry It allows hundreds and thousands of images to be hosted there. A lot of community, like open source is a community, and there are millions of people working in this community to build different type of softwares and applications. This is one of the type where people are building Docker images and publishing it to this hub. It's a central registry. And we, as a consumer part of the community, you can freely download those images and consume it. There is no restriction. Okay, so there are different trusted content like Docker official images. If you click on the box left, it will only list the number of images which are officially approved. There is no harm in using verified and published images as well, because they are verified and published by different organizations or a set of company or group of people. Okay, and these are the sponsored OS. Like if you don't select any of them, it will display all of the images from the community, right? At the moment, we don't have to worry too much. We will always try to use Docker official images. And going forward, we will learn how to build our custom images as well. So the next thing is, those who have never pulled any images before, or those who have pulled again, you can try this. Try to run this command, docker pull nginx. So if I say docker space pull space nginx, if you have not downloaded that image before, it will download the latest image again on your system, like this. Okay. Once you download it, just confirm.
Yes, done.
Now, if I'm running a command which is showing me all the images, right? Docker images. I have a lot of images. How can I get only the nginx image from the command prompt? Any idea? Anybody guess? We learned about one command in our first session, which was allowing us to filter outputs, right?
The grep
Yes,
command.
correct.
Yeah.
So now, if you say Docker images pipe grep nginx, it will only list the nginx image on my system. Okay. So grep command is a very powerful command, and it will be useful at various stages in your career. So make sure you think about it, and yeah, try to use it whenever possible. You need some information to be filtered out from the command prompt or from the uh, text files or whatever. Okay, so now we have downloaded a Docker image for Nginx web server. So today, what we are trying to do is we will run a web server on our laptop, which will be a Nginx web server. Now, what is Nginx? So you can click here. You can get a bit more details about it. Okay. Plus, Nginx also has an official website, which will give you more details. Okay. So nginx.org, Nginx is a HTTP web server, a reverse proxy server. So like these are the features you can set up using Nginx. Our aim is to just build a simple web server today, which is containerized, and it works very fast, very quickly, and we will be able to access it from our systems. So now, as shown on this screen, we already pulled the image is available. Now what we want to do is we want to run the container on our system, where we want to give the name to the container is nginx1 with the nginx and bin bash. Okay, so let's try this command. If you all can read it on my screen, you can read this. I'll just make sure you have access to that. Yeah. Just say Docker run -it. I'll explain you what are these subcommands quickly, but just try this. Yeah. Name nginx1 nginx/bin/sh, and you press enter. And immediately your prompt will change to something what you can see on my screen, like a # or hash. Okay. What does this do? This command will start a container with name nginx1 in interactive mode. Interactive mode means the process started a container and it dropped our access to the container's shell. So now if I try pwd ls, I'm seeing those files and contents from the container itself. Okay. Once you all have this, let me know.
I have some errors like this. I sent the group.
Yes, I get error as well.
Make sure you run the command exactly in the same format with spaces and double dashes and etc. Yeah. Share your screenshot. So /docker images. Okay, the second screenshot. Okay. So Docker run -it. Yes, you are missing dash name. Read this.
Yes, yes.
It's on the screen. You're missing that option. And Sanjay, you have not given space after -it. So -it space.
Okay, one second. Docker run dash then it, yeah? It then name and nginx1 then space then slash bin.
And KU, you're missing the name of image. So now I'm just on the next screen, so you can understand what is this command.
I'm still getting error. I don't know. It says error. Invalid reference format, it says.
Another screenshot. Not found. Bin sh not found. Okay, so you don't have the bin sh. I see.
Mine also error.
Okay. Do one thing. You can all do one thing. You can try. So there are different ways to run a container. This was the most common way. Now you all are seeing error. So the error which has been, I think, is it same error which everybody is seeing, like same as Nikul or Shatish? So Nikul, I can see what error you are seeing. Nginx. Can you all list Docker run? Oh, okay.
Mine is already running, but
Yeah.
it already exists on the.
So now you need to delete that container. So okay. So Docker rm. Those who are seeing error where the container is already running, you need to run Docker rm with the name and then try.
Docker RM and which name?
The name which is conflicting. The name you give nginx1 on my screen.
Okay.
or you can try a different name. Yeah.
Sorry, I was not getting anything with that as well.
So can you share another screenshot? Because in previous screenshot, you didn't give any space from -it -this image. Yeah. Then, yeah, you don't have the bean as such program. Why it is showing? Okay, so you are on which queue is on which hello queue? You have already set up everything. Yeah. Okay. Just give all of you just send me output of Docker ps-a. Just run this command and send me output of all of that Docker space ps-a. But in Sanjay, you didn't started that container, so it won't be removing you on your system.
Meaning I got response for the PSA, whatever you said, that is I'm getting.
How many containers are running on your system?
Mine has 2 containers running, the NX0, NX1 and 2.
Okay, so you have 2 containers already running. Are they in a running state or excited state? There will be a state at the end.
It is an excited state.
Yeah, so you need to remove them, say Docker RM and then the name of the container, or you can pick up the first ID, like excited ones, you can select the first column, Docker ID, Docker RM, and then
Name.
is the ID, name or ID, whatever.
Okay.
Name is at the last column and ID is you can use either of that.
Okay.
Yes. Docker RM, you can say go one as well. So I have 2 excited containers. Now all of you just send me the output so I can understand. Maybe if you can't run these commands on your system, then
I've sent like that PS-A one.
I share this as well.
yeah.
I also shared.
Yeah, so Satish, you have 2 containers already running, which are in excited state. You can delete that Docker RM. And so you were able to run these containers before.
Yeah, I'm trying that.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
We remove down, so we enter another time, like Docker run it and
I'll just no, don't wait for a minute. I'll be
okay.
so instead of the interactive mode, we are going to run the container in the background and then we will list it later. So I want you all to run this. Just change the name to ng1.
Was I okay? Like, shall I put this or whatever you're saying now?
So now you all run this one, which I'm running ng1. Enter. All of you should be able to run this command. Run that command and then send me the output of Docker ps-a.
What was that? Docker run.
Make sure you have spaces before
Minus T.
mentioned in the
Minus name. ng1. Sorry, can you just put the previous slide?
yeah, I have also sent it in the WhatsApp chat. So yeah, share the output of Docker ps-a as well.
8080.
Sorry, grab ng1. Or nginx will also work, yeah. Okay, so once you have that successfully running, I'll explain what happens then. So Sanjay, you haven't got the latest Nginx image. Can you?
Docker run. I'm running it again. Docker run, then one space, then
No, the error is different. The error is you don't have the Nginx image. So have you run Docker pool Nginx?
no.
So always read the error, yeah? Make sure. So what it says on your screen, unable to find image Nginx latest. So you need to pull the image first, which we already did. Docker space pool space Nginx.
1 second. Let me pull it. Docker. Let's pull. It's still showing the error, like Docker using default take latest, like error. I'm sending photo.
Most of other students have managed to start the container.
If you can check mine, I don't know what error I'm getting.
Using default error response from daemon failed to resolve. I think your setup has some issues. You might have tried something in past. There's some issue with your system, yeah. Failed to authorize, failed to fetch auth token unexpectedly. Yeah. Yeah. What does say type doc?
No, maybe when I run the command, then some pop-up like allow access. So you can get it allow access.
Yeah, it will be for the port number, I guess, 8080.
Yeah. Maybe Sanjay is not got the allow access.
No, I didn't get that message.
No, Sanjay already tried something before we started this session. So I don't know. So let's do one thing. All of those who are able to successfully start the container, just open up a browser and type http://localhost:8080. Type this and you should see something like that on your screen. Are you able to see the welcome page?
1 second, like what is that? Can you show me?
It won't work for you, Sanjay.
All right, okay, fine.
We need to start the container first. What is the output of?
Yes, I can see the welcome page. Welcome to Nginx.
Okay, brilliant. Sanjay, can you try the command I gave you? What are you seeing for that?
Docker, 1 second.
So Keyur, Nikul, Satish, are you able to see the welcome page?
No, mine is error something. Wait, just try to.
No, actually, I tried to remove the container and run it again, but still it's showing as not found only.
Sorry, HTTP.
No, Keyur.
And then hello.
Okay, yeah, go on.
HTTP and then colon.
Yeah, I just pasted it into WhatsApp chat.
Okay. Just a second.
Mine is not working. It's like error. The page is not working.
So did you try the command I pasted in the chat?
Sorry, Sam, you gave the command that Docker ps/a grep nginx. I'm not getting like response after that as well. I'm just sharing the photo.
Yeah, looks like your Docker. Can you stop your Docker? What you can say, desktop and start it again? Try that.
Okay, shall I close? You mean like Docker desktop?
Yeah. Shut
Yeah,
down.
mine was working.
So Kevu's working, Bharat's working, Satish,
Mine is not working.
yours.
Like
Again, I'm getting the not found command, not found error only. As you said, I am also trying to run the Docker desktop again.
Okay. But your container was started successfully, so I was not sure why. Did you correctly mention the port number 80 colon? So this command must be written exactly as per the instruction. If you have missed out something, this won't work.
I will check again. Give me 1 minute.
Sure. Yeah, okay. So 80. Nico, what it says? The page isn't working. Localhost didn't send any data. Okay.
yeah.
Let me check your because you're running from the bash, right? Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so the issue I can see is why it is showing. So Nikul,
Yes.
you can see when I do docker ps -a nginx, it shows me this, port directed to 80. Can you see this?
Oh,
The
where is
response on the rightmost response for docker ps -a on my screen. And when you send your screenshot, it is not redirect. It says slightly different response. Okay. Ports 80 TCP and port 000 colon 8080 redirected to 0, which is slightly annoying. Oh yeah, you have to type 80. You are redirecting it to 00. It's not 00, it's 80 at the end. So what you do is Docker, just say Docker stop ng1, Nikul.
okay? Docker stop
Docker
ng1.
stop ng1. So you know the error is you are redirecting the output from 00 port. It's not 00. It's after colon, it is 80. That is the
Oh,
problem.
sorry. Yes. So
So
I just stop then run
stop
again.
and
Yeah?
no, stop and delete. Stop
Oh,
container, docker rm ng1 and then run it again.
okay.
And Sanjay and Shatish, okay, you are restarting your desktop.
I don't. Mine is not removed that ng1. I don't know. Docker.
So docker ps -a grep nginx, what does it tell you? So you say docker stop first and then docker rm.
Okay, Docker stop first.
Docker stop ng1 and then docker rm.
Okay.
Sorry, ng1. because you need to stop the container if it is not deleting it directly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then always double check with Docker ps -a grep nginx that it is deleted.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried to restart it again, but still it's showing as not found only.
Okay, do you want to share your screen? We can quickly go through it.
But when I run that 8080:80, it's returning some message. I will share the.
So now
Okay.
what is the output of Docker ps -a grep nginx? Can you share that output screenshot?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is working now. Welcome to NGNX. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
can
shared.
can you share the full output? Like I want to see up to the end. Up, so the output is streamed on your screen. Can you take the full screen?
Sorry,
This
Sam,
is
like,
right mode, Satish.
Yeah, 1 second.
um, I share my screen, like when I open Docker desktop,
Yeah.
you can see like I share the photo. I think
Yeah.
there is already container there, like which is named welcome.to-doc.
Yeah, that is fine. It doesn't matter. We need to now. So your Docker desktop is running. If you go back to the
Visual, yeah.
Visual
Visual.
Studio Code or directly Git Bash on your system, and yeah, run those commands. Give the out. Check Docker ps is only one one container which was created by you. I think you followed some documentation from the Docker Hub.
Mhm. So, okay, what command should I run now from starting if you can?
Yeah, let me share. Satish, yeah, the status looks fine. So now can you run the http:/localhost one
Yeah, sure.
on the browser? Yeah.
Shall I run this Docker ps -a grep nginx?
Exactly.
Okay, 1 second. Docker ps.
Did you receive successful response from the previous command?
The one which is shown before that one.
The first command you ran, did it show you any error or it ran successfully?
No. I was directly going to the Docker ps /a. So shall I run first Docker run /d? That one, yeah.
You can, yeah, obviously, yes. So, but if you want to check, make sure there is no other container running with name ng1. So you can run the ps-a first. Yeah. So Satish is working, KU is fine, Nikol is fine, Bharat is fine. So now Sanjay.
Docker. Minus. Great. Okay, Docker ps/a is not a Docker command, it says.
I think Bharat, will you be able to help Sanjay afterwards?
Yeah, sure.
Because I have only few minutes left and I just wanted to, so it looks like you may be able to assist him checking
sure.
this was right once you, and if you see any error which you don't understand, let me know, just send me the screenshots and I'll respond later on.
Yeah,
But now the
sure.
command not
Actually, I
found means
just followed the
it will
command
be
that you.
it will leave some spelling mistake, I think, because I also got the same previously.
So Satish, it is working for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So what I'm not able to understand is either there is an installation issue with Sanjay's system, like Docker desktop has not been, but it looks like it is installed successfully. But he's not able to run those commands. Now, if someone with the Windows system can work with him, would be quicker, right?
Yeah, sure. I will help out Sanjay.
Okay,
If
cool.
Thanks, brother.
Okay, so just I want to summarize what we have done, and this is a very crucial part of the training. So everybody, please try and understand. If you have any doubts later on, you can ask questions. But in a nutshell, what we have done is we have, because of the resources available now, everybody has a laptop with a suitable operating system. And we installed Docker Desktop. Now, Docker Desktop is a software which allows us to build and run containers on our system. Now, to run a container, you need first container runtime interface, which is container runtime system such as Docker, which we have installed Docker Desktop, and an image which is readily available to deploy your application. So if you go through the slides content I explained in last session, you will see that what we are trying to do. We are trying to deploy a application in a containerized format. So containerized application, and we are running it. The easiest way to do that is using our local host computer. So if you see on, if you can see on my screen, it clearly mentions we are running a container with an Nginx image, which is available from the hub.docker.com, which is a registry available for everyone to pull container images. So we downloaded the image and we are running a container. Initially, we tried to run a container in interactive mode, but you all were having some issues with the shell. So that's very specific to the Windows system or the implementation. It doesn't matter. The second way to run the container is running the containers in the background. So background processes are like those processes which are running on your system, and it solves the purpose. The purpose here, what we are trying to solve is to run a web server on your system, which allows us to run a web application. Okay. So previously we tried the IT Docker run -IT option. I'll be sharing these slides for your better understanding, but I want to just explore a bit more about the options we were using. So we were using Docker run. So Docker is a command line utility we have, and run is the command. Now -IT means interactive terminal, okay? Which was showing you some error in your case, but in my case it was working, which is fine. The name is the name of container we want to label it. If you don't label the name, the system will automatically give a random name to a container, which is fine. And then this is the image you want to run a container with. So in our case, all of us have downloaded the Nginx image, and the Nginx image is referred here. So what we are asking Docker is I want to run a container in interactive mode, label the name of the container with Nginx1 or ng1, whatever we gave, and start that container with Nginx. And as I want to run it in interactive mode, I want to use the shell bin sh, right? Now, those who are seeing error with bin sh can try later on with bin bash as well. The only thing you have to be very careful is whenever system is throwing you error, try to read that error and interpret it. If you try and understand what error it is showing you, most of the time it will be either the name conflict or the container is already running, or some sort of like image is not available on your system. Now, one more thing I want to highlight here is if you say Docker images, grep, and Nginx, there are two images on my system. One is the older image and one is the latest image. So the tag latest is available. Now, every Docker image has a tag available to it. And the tags are like references to the images. Most of the time, when you don't specify a tag, it will always download or refer to the latest tag. That is the default standard. As we are just starting, we will be focusing on the latest tag. So at the moment, we don't want to specify any tags, and that's why it downloaded the latest image. And then we ran a container in a, so this was the interactive mode. And then the second option is most of the time, the second option is the option which we will be running most of the time, which is the daemon option. So like this, daemon or detached mode, you can refer it to it. The second option was to run a container in a detached mode so that you get your access back to the prompt and the container is running in background. And what we did, the default port number for the web server is 80. And what we did, we redirected the output of the default port from a container to the local host on port 8080 so that we can access the web server from our host computer system, which is our laptop. And that's how, when we referred our local host at port 8080, the communication was happening from our browser. Port 8080 was trying to talk to the port 80 on the container. Okay. So the port 80 on the container, what it does, it is running an Nginx web server. And that Nginx web server has been responding, and we are seeing the output. Is this process clear to everyone?
Yeah, yes, it is clear.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Now, when you are referring a local host, there are two options. You can either use the port number and the IP address, as well as the local host name. So either way, it will be referring to the same endpoint. So endpoint, we will refer the web endpoints as an endpoint as well, or a web URL, or however you want to say. And that will be mainly allowing you to access the service running on the particular port. Okay. So remember few takeaways that we are using our laptop as a host. We are running Docker Desktop to get our runtime environment, and we are running a web server on our local computer, accessing it by redirecting a port 8080 of our local host to the port 80 where the web server Nginx is running on a container. Okay, I'll share these slides later on today, and you need to refer this and try to practice it. Every time when you want to run another container, make sure you run docker ps-a grep nginx or ng1 or whatever name you give, right? So then docker stop ng1, it will stop the container, and it will, and again, if you run the docker ps-a, you will see the container is in exited state, and then you can rm docker rm ng1. So you are deleting the container, and now if you run docker ps-a grep ng1, it's gone, and you will be able to rerun the container with the same options or the name, right? And test it again and again. You can also try and change the port number. So for example, I want to run a second web server, right? So in second web server, I want to run ng2 with the same image. For example, if I'm running ng2 with port 8081. So now, image 8081. So, oh, sorry, my bad. Nginx, okay. That's fine. You can put it at the end or run. So there was no space there. So now I'm running two containers with different port, right? but you can see that both are containers running up and running, NG1 and NG2. The only difference is I am running the second web server on port 8081 on my laptop, right? So if I go back and run, say, http://127 or localhost, right? Localhost 8081, I'm still seeing the same response because I have two containers running the same exact web application. So most of you, we will cover this in more details as we go forward. But you can see on my system, this is my Docker desktop. You can see NG1 and NG2 is running. Both are running on different port. And you can run multiple web servers on your system like this easily. Okay, so that is the power of containerization. It requires very minimal resources and it allows developers to run multiple containers to do their development work locally. Okay, so we'll take more next week. I'm going to end this session now as I have a hard stop. I'll share this content again so you can go through it and try to memorize things, those commands, etc., and practice them. Okay.
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 Sorry. Shall I just before everybody go we can do the sessions now on Saturday, from next week, everybody available.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it should be fine from my end if you want to stick to every Saturday. If I can't do, I'll let you know, but it should be
Fine,
fine.
yeah. Yeah, we can every week we can in advance, we can talk each other end of the session, and we can discuss what will be when can be the next session.
Yeah, next Saturday is a bit difficult for me. Sorry, I forgot. I had a
Okay.
small gathering at home. We have a Puja Satyanarayan Katha, so I need to prepare stuff and I won't be able
Okay.
to next
No, it's
Saturday.
fine then. Yeah, then Sunday we can do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, Bharat, you going to get? Will you be able to help me now, or you want me to talk to you later on?
I have a session right now, so I
Okay.
will speak to you later, right?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye all. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.